Ladies and gentlemen, the Christmas season has officially started. It is December, and what better way to start off the Christmas festive period than with a Mori tier list. Now, some of y'all will agree with this list, and some of y'all won't. If you don't agree with this list, let me know in the comments down below what you changed. But yeah, starting it off, we have Le Trapper, and I like the Trapper. He's an OG cast member of the Dead by Daylight crew, but his Mori's quite underwhelming, dude. So to begin with, he just walks up to his victim and he just stamps on their back and then starts slashing them back and forth until they cry out bleeding. I think it's just pretty basic, dude, and it could do with a lot of work. So for that reason, I'm just gonna go ahead and put him in F tier. It's quite underwhelming, dude. All right, next up, we have the Invisible Man. We have the Wraith. His Mori, again, is quite underwhelming, like most of the OG characters. For starters, he just walks up and he grabs them by the leg and then he just starts pounding them until they can't stop screaming no more, and it just seems like he's a very angry man, and he really does need some help. So for that reason, I'm putting him alongside Trapper. Look, we're gonna have to have some F tiers, okay? It would not be a tier list without some peoples in F. I'm sorry, it's just how the cookie crumbles. All right, again, we've got the Hillbilly, similar to Trapper and the Wraith. It's pretty basic, dude. He just stamps on their back, gets his big ass chainsaw out, start revving it, and just slams it into their fucking back. I feel bad for doing this, but I'm gonna have to put my boy in F. I'm sorry, dude. You sit there and think about what you've done. All right, now Nurse is probably the one with the better Moris out of the 4 OG characters. For starters, she flips over a fucking victim and starts choking them like a maniac she is. And the victim tries to help and, you know, claw away at her, but inevitably she just dies and just, yeah, you get the rest. But yeah, I think that's a pretty sound Mori, if I have to say. Definitely not F tier. I'd say it's definitely between B or A, and I'd probably say B. I wouldn't class that as like an amazing Mori, but that's just my opinion. But I still think it's pretty neat, dude, and it's way better than these 3 spastics. Spastics, is that too harsh? I don't know, dude. Now, the Huntress's Mori is pretty neat. She grabs a fucking big hatchet, smacks it into the skull, you know, Mortal Kombat style, and then does it again and again, and she's just really angry as well. But I'd say it's pretty average, nothing too special. For that reason, I'm just gonna put it C. It's kind of like a mid-Mori. Moving on, we've got La Boy, Michael Myers, my favorite killer in the whole game, by the way. And what can I say? He just picks up their victim, looks them straight dead ass in the eyes, dude, and grabs his big shank and just, yeah, just gnaws out their guts, dude. It's pretty intense, dude. It's like, it's super simple, but because it's Myers doing it, it just makes it 10 times better. I think it's one of the better ones in the game. But for now, I'm going to leave it in B. And if we're going to change it later, if I see how the list is looking, then I probably will. All right, moving on. We've got Le Beautiful Hag. I got to say, Hag has probably got one of the best Moris in the game. She just rips out the opponent's heart, you know, just eats it like the cannibal she is and just walks away and saves the moment, then looks at her back in the eye. So for that reason, I'm putting that in A, potentially an S. Potentially an S, but I kind of want to reserve the S for only the elite Moris. Next up, we have the big-eyed, crazy-eyed, never sleeps, fucking maniac doctor. I don't even know how to describe this man. He's crazy. So for starters, he just rubs his hands like he just busted one and starts electrocuting her with his fucking force, dude. Look at this. And he just looks at her in the eyes and she's burnt, dude. She's burnt. It's pretty sad. But it's pretty awesome as well if you think about it. I mean, that's gotta be a B or A, dude. All right, you know what? I'm gonna put it B. I feel like it's not better than Hag's, but I'd put it at the top of B. All right, top of B, Doctor, beautiful. All right, next up, we have the Cannibal. Now, this is one of my favorite Moris. I'm just gonna let y'all know a bit ahead. So, for beginners, he walks up to his victim, smacks him in the back of the head, and he's like, you know, fuck that, dude. I'm getting the chainsaw out. And starts grabbing it down their back, dude, and then screaming for dear mercy. And to top it off, he starts chanting like a hooligan, dude, like the fucking crazy killer he is, dude. Jesus. So for that, I definitely think it's up there with Hag. I just love it, dude. The way he just smacks her in the head and, you know, I fuck this up, dude. I've got a chainsaw. I need to use my chainsaw properly, dude. And next up, we have Fred Wado, but it's a pretty simple Mori. Whips out his claws. Obviously, this victim's in Dreamland. She don't know where the fuck she is, and he just slices her in the back, dude. And he just looks at her fall down. It's pretty tragic, dude, if you think about it. Jeez. But yeah, it's nothing special, dude. It's a C. It's a C, maybe borderline bottom of B, but C at most. All right, next up we have Piggy. So she just starts going over a victim, stabs him in the hand, and then stabs off her neck, and she's pretty psycho, dude. Like, I'm making this list right now, and I'm just thinking, why so psychotic, dude? Who hurt you? But then again, I realize they're the entity and it's what they're supposed to do. But I don't think that's the best. I don't think that's the greatest either. It's pretty average, dude. So I think I'll just put it at the bottom end of B. Nothing special. But speaking of special, we have this special, lovely, beautiful man here who hasn't took a shower in fucking years. We have the clown. I think everyone in the game can agree that Clown has reserved the S tier for Moris, but nevertheless, we start off with him plowing down at his victim with his big ass feet, dude, and stamps him in the back of the head, and does it repeatedly, dude. He's a bit of a maniac, Jesus Christ. And then he just looks at the fingers like, you know what, that's lunch served today, and chops it off and starts licking it like a lollipop. Keeps it for later as well. Fucking weirdo, dude. And for that, I think he's gonna go to S, dude. That is honestly one of the probably the best Mori in the game. All right, next up we have that psychotic spirit. Pretty simple. She just whips out his sword, you know, just stabs her in the back. Pretty casual, and then she just dashes and slices because, you know, she can phase and shit, and she screams at her at the end. Stanky ass breath, dude. Jesus Christ. I think mid C is probably right for spirit. Moving on, we've got Legion, and I like Legion. I think he's a pretty cool killer. Again, I really like the cinematic for Legion's Mori, if I'm not gonna lie. The camera like moves and shit. He misses his first attack, stabs her in the arm, and then kind of fights back, then stabs her in the ankle. Jesus Christ, Legion, you're a savage. You probably got one of the better Moris if I'm thinking about it. Jeez. Like, the whole survivor puts up like a mad fight. That's the beautiful thing about this one. And for that, I'd probably say high A tier, dude. I have to... Oh, is it better than Hags though? I don't think it is, dude. But I definitely think it's better than the Cannibals. So for that, I think I'm just going to put it right here, dude. I'm going to put it in between the two. And I think that's pretty fair. Just for the sheer fact that they have a little fight in between. And that's pretty unique, dude. That's pretty unique for Mori. We got the Plague, dude. And pretty simple. She smacks her in the back of the head. Starts doing reciting her prayers. I don't know what the fuck she's saying. But and then she picks up a big ass chain and, you know, grabs her with it, picks her up, and starts vomiting in her face, dude. Pretty fitting for the character type she is. That's why I like this Mori a lot. I think it's probably one of the better Moris in the game, I'm not gonna lie. I'd say it's better than Legions, not better than Hags. So I'd put it in between these two. Moving on, we've got Ghostface, and I like Ghostface. Again, one of my favorite killers in this game. And what can I say, dude? He stabs the victim in the back, in the neck, everywhere you can think of with a knife. Really jabs it in there and picks up her head like a... I was gonna say something pretty R-rated, but takes a photo nevertheless, and but definitely this has to be an S tier one, dude. All right, moving on, we got the demo boy, but yeah, he just jumps up to his victim and starts numbing on their head. Don't really know what to say about this, dude. It's pretty uncomfortable. It'd only be cool if he ripped off the head, but apart from that, it's pretty fitting, pretty simple. I've said this a lot of times. It fits the character. And I'd probably put it somewhere in B tier. I'd just leave it here for now. I don't think it's like amongst the best in S&A. But it fits the character and does its job, so B tier it is. Alright, and we've got the Oni now. So with the Oni, he just stabs his sword into the survivor and rips out their tongue, which is pretty gross. He crunches it, Jesus, and then slams her down, and then slams her down again and again. This man cannot be stopped, and yeah, that's it. She's dead. I'd put it in B. I'd put it at the high end of B for sure, because the sheer fact that he rips out the survivor's tongue is a pretty amazing, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, here we go. We're going to the last three killers, the most three recent killers to be added into the game, and we've got the Executioner, and his Mori's pretty nice as well. He just stomps down his victim, puts his gun into her, picks her up, and yeah, the rest is history, dude. I'd probably put it in C tier, dude. I don't know really what to make of this one. It's not really exciting. It's not really great either. It's pretty basic, but it fits the character, so I can't really put it in D. Next up, we got the Executioner. So the Executioner's is pretty fitting. He walks up very slowly to her, pretty fitting, and picks her up by the neck and gets his doinky chain out and shanks her right through the stomach, and she's dead. I think we might get our first D tier after all this time, dude. I personally don't think it's better than either of these lot up here, so you know what, you could have your own tier for being special. And finally to end off the Christmas festive period of Dead by Daylight, of this Mori tier list, we have the Blight. I personally think Blight's got one of the best ones in the game. First of all, he uses his big ass weapon and pins him down, gets his fucking juice out and starts juicing him in the brain, in the neck, everywhere you can think of. And they start growing something, dude. Start growing some fucking tumor, dude. And then just to top it off, he pins him with it. He pops it open like a zit, dude. It's so gross, but it's oddly satisfying as well. Blight, you can get into C tier, probably the high end of C tier, around there. One last thing I was searching for a tier list with the new Twins killers, and I couldn't find one. So I'm just gonna say this. The Twins' Mori is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I like the way they go back and forth with Victor and Charlotte. So if I'm gonna be honest, I think it's a pretty good Mori. I'd say around B tier is pretty fair. So there's that, and yeah. Where have I gone with this video? I don't have a clue. Tier list is done. I don't think it's fucked. It might be. Leave your comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.